Hi friends and neighbors, Ricky here. I am here with Rick McClintock. He is our Firewise coordinator for Grants Pass Fire Rescue. And he's going to talk to us about smoke detectors. It's one of the subjects we need to cover in our first month in the Family Emergency Preparedness Handbook in the calendar. So what do you need to tell us about smoke detector use in the home?
So smoke detectors, we want to put one in every sleeping room and outside the sleeping room hallways, one on each level. So if you have a basement, you need to put one in the basement. You need to put one, in the main floor level and then up on the second story if you have one. There's two types of smoke detectors. There's a hardwire with a battery backup. Those need to be installed by a licensed contractor, or there's a battery backup one. The newer battery backups or battery onlys are good for 10 years. You don't need to change that battery for 10 years. The older ones you should change every 6 months, either when we change the clocks or the first of the year and July 1st. It's not a bad idea to take a little Sharpie and write the date on it, like 12/21. So when you pull the battery out, you don't put the old one back in, and you can tell those type of things. Super simple.
Great idea.
Just follow the directions the manufacturer says on testing and all those type of things. Some you push the button, there's other ways to test them, but they're super simple to put in, and they are really safe thing to have for your family safety.
Perfect. Okay, so I do have a question. I've heard people talk about carbon monoxide and smoke detector combination units, and that's a problem. Can you tell us why that's a problem?
Yeah, because the big problem with carbon monoxide or CO detectors and smoke detectors is CO gas is heavier than air, so it sits down on the floor. So if you take a combination unit and you put it on the ceiling or up on the high wall where it needs to be, it won't pick up the CO until it's all the way past your head, and it's now fatal.
Right.
So we want to have those down on the floor. But if it's a smoke detector combo unit and you put it down on the floor or 4 or 5 feet lower than the floor, then that's an issue because it doesn't pick up the smoke. So I strongly suggest that you do a individual unit that is smoke only and a CO one for.
Perfect. Okay. So any other tips and tricks, things that you would suggest for people as far as smoke detectors concerned? Is there not a brand necessarily, but is there a type that's better than another one?
They're all pretty much the same anymore. You can go for more information. You can open up Oregon Fire Marshal website, and you can look and research. You can go down the crazy rabbit hole of smoke detectors there. We also suggest that you put a CO detector on each level, basement, main floor, second floor. You have one on each level too.
Okay, so the most critical thing is have one, have
Yes.
two, have them in sleeping rooms, outside of sleeping spaces, on each level of the home.
Correct.
And if you are the person that burns food in your kitchen and removes the batteries for that little burn period so you can get it to stop beeping, find a different plan, or just make sure that you turn that little thing back on or stick that battery back in, because a smoke detector with no battery is just like not having a smoke detector. So make sure you check them regularly, stay on top of that type of thing, and then again, hit it in 6 months, whether you keep that on a calendar, like the calendar that we're following. In 6 months, have that as a little note of something to do around the month of June or July. And just make sure that you know what's going on with your home and your smoke detectors, and that they are in good working order. What does it mean when you're sleeping in the middle of the night and you hear this beep, 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 but there's no smoke? What's it telling you? I hate that sound.
You need to change the battery, and it's always in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
it's never
it's
during
in the middle
day.
of the night.
So it's not a bad idea to have a couple batteries thrown in a drawer somewhere, the extra 9-volt batteries like that.
That's just to change the battery alert.
Yes.
It's time to get it done. Okay,
Yes.
No problem, because that seems to happen for us at 2 o'clock in the morning
Yes.
regularly. So, okay. Well, thank you, Rick. Thanks for the input. If somebody needs to get more information and they want to call a local fire department, do they just they just look it up online and call your local
Yeah, call your
department?
local department that services your area, either Rural Metro, Grants Pass Fire, Williams, Wolf Creek, wherever you live. Just call them; they will give you more information. Or just look online. Just you can put in smoke detector, and you can go down that.
Okay.
That line.
And does anybody ever help with installation of those?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Grants Pass Fire does, Rural Metro does. Check with them with the COVID restrictions right now. It's kind of hit and miss.
Okay, and then one question sort of unrelated, but I'm curious, does the fire department help with evacuation planning getting out of your home?
Yes, there's all sorts of literature that we have, especially at Grants Pass Fire. We do have what's called EDITH, exit home drills, and you can do those. You can make them happen, and it's an easy way to do it. Have an assembly point outside to meet. A big tree, the front mailbox, wherever it is, but have a plan. Everybody needs to have a plan, and you need to practice it.
Okay, and then my last question, unrelated, fire extinguisher training. Do you guys teach fire extinguisher training for people?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So I think we're going to try to put together a public class that covers fire extinguisher training, smoke detector installation information, just kind of elaborate on what we just talked about, and home evacuation planning, all in the same meeting, and just invite members of the public that want to come at a certain time and a certain date. So
Perfect.
we cover all that. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. So thank you, Rick.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your
Thank you,
time.
Ricky.
Thank you, guys. Bye.